Alright, so today we're going to be doing a little tutorial on how to remove your studs from your wheels and basically how to replace them. So what I've got here is some ARP extended studs, and we've got the stock ones here. As you can see, stock height. We'll actually compare that just so you can get a good gauge. These are front studs on a 94 and up Miata. And we're going to gain quite the length here from going to the ARPs, and possibly some strength too. So there's a few different methods of doing this. One, which I would say is probably the preferred method, is to remove the hub, put this in a press, and then you can press these out. You kind of make up your own little template to drop the studs out of the back end of it. The problem with that is that whenever you remove the hub, chances are you're probably going to be having to replace the wheel bearing as well. Now these are not in there too tight. Usually what I do is I'll just put a little bit of heat on for maybe, say like 15 seconds. It honestly isn't that much. Just to kind of get this metal, the outer metal here, a little bit softer. And realistically, it's probably going to get hotter than that when when you're using your brakes pretty heavy. So, it's not enough heat to really deform any of the metal. But again, the advised way is to do it, take it out, do it in a press. But sometimes even in a press, you need to add a little bit of heat too. So, what we'll do is I'll show you how this goes here. So basically, we'll get our torch going here. I'm just going to put my glasses on. And I'm kind of just heating up the area directly around it. And it won't be for long. And then we're going to use the power of an air hammer with the correct attachment and see if we can knock this guy out here. And we're going to try to do this one-handed, so forgive me if the video is at all shaky. But I'm hoping to get it up close and personal so that way, you can see it nice and clear. So we've got our air hammer here. There's a little divot in the stud, basically. And as you can see, what did that take? 2 seconds? The stud's a little hot, but nothing too crazy. I probably wouldn't touch it. Wear gloves. Don't be me. And you should be good. So we've got one left on here. Now basically my idea for the installation of these guys is going to be to kind of put them in. I got plenty enough space here to get them through the back. Sometimes what you deal with is like the dust shield from brake dust will be in the way as you're putting this in. So with the fronts it won't be bad. Luckily ARP was like awesome with the design of the rears. The rears from the factory have a little notch taken out. So if you look at, say the base of this stud, you can see it's perfectly round. Well, on one of the sides, they kind of like, they chopped this expansion area straight. And it actually helps you get them into the rear without having to really destroy anything. Or bend your heat shield out of shape, or your dust shield rather out of shape, or anything to that nature. So any questions, let me know. Again, if you're not sure what you're doing, make sure you take it to a professional. And yeah, hopefully this helps you guys if you are installing ARP studs and you want to do it in a way that is, in my opinion, a bit wiser than just the big hammer. Because if you were to whack this guy here, you're putting a lot of fatigue and stress on this hub. I mean, you're literally hitting into a bearing. So it might be fine right off the bat, but you may get decreased bearing life. And wheel bearings aren't expensive, for good ones. I don't know, probably like 65 bucks a pop. If you're going to do that to all four corners, that's an expensive and a lengthy repair too, because if you don't have a press, then you got to take it somewhere else. Luckily, I have a press, but I don't even want to deal with that, for an extra couple of seconds of getting this guy warmed up and, shoot him through with the air hammer. All right, have a great day.